Hello and welcome my dear students. I am Rohan sir from Mahdi English Medium School. I welcome my all dear 3rd standard students in today's science class. My dear little champs, I hope that you have written the objectives which I gave you in the previous lecture. The objectives were FB, that is fill in the blanks, one word answer, in which you had to write the answers in one word and then match the following. These 3 things, if you have watched my previous video lecture, we have done this. If you haven't watched it for certain reasons, I would suggest you to watch that first and after that watch this video. So as I always tell you that you have to get linked. You have to watch the previous lecture before you watch the today's lecture or present lecture, I can say, because that is very much important. So let's see what are we going to do today and why am I asking you to connect the previous lectures always. So what is the content of today's lecture is give 2 example answers and question answers. So students, always we finish the objectives first and then we move on to the subjective part. That is the reason why am I asking you to watch the objectives lecture first. So always try not to break the link. Always watch the video lectures in the sequence it is uploaded, because that sequence is for the certain reason. Why am I uploading that particular sequence? And then at the end we are going to do some fun revision, if you can see here. So these 3 are the main objective for today's lecture. And before I start anything, I hope that you are ready with your books, which I have asked you to always carry with you in science lecture is your science textbook and a rough notebook, not the fair book, because here in the lecture if you try to write it down swiftly, that is in a speed, then your handwriting may be spoiled, or sometimes you make the overwrite or you have to strike out something. So it happens while you are writing from the live video. So always I suggest you first to write it in the rough book and then to copy it down in your fair book with a calm and stable mind. Okay, anyways, so first we are going to discuss the give 2 example answers, then question answers, and at last we are going to do fun revision of chapter number 5. So I hope you all are ready with your pencils, with your books. So let's get started. So first, give 2 example answers. Now what do you have to do? Just look at the format. Always I instruct you that what particular things you have to do in each heading. Now here the heading is give 2 examples. So you have to give this heading. So quickly give this heading in your new page. Give 2 examples. So you should not take more than 10 to 20 seconds to write this heading. Give 2 examples. Okay, so now as you are writing in the rough book, your handwriting should be legible, so you can easily copy it down in your fair book, but it is not necessary to decorate the rough book. Okay, so you can simply write it down, give 2 examples. Then now what you have to do, just listen to me carefully. Write the questions as soon as you see on the screen. Means what? See, I have the habit when I display the question, I read the question and then I explain you. So while I am reading it and while I am explaining it to you, you have the time to write it down. Okay, so whenever I read the question, I try to explain it to you. You have to listen, but you listen from your ears. At the same time, you can write it down with your hands. Okay, so try to utilize that time in writing the questions and then repeat the answers when asked. So once I'll finish the reading of question and the explanation of the question, I'll display the answer. I'll dictate the answer 2 times. You will have the time to write the answer because it is only 2 examples, so only 2 words will be there. So then when I ask you to repeat the answers, you have to repeat the answers after me. Okay, this is the format of give 2 examples. I hope that you have given the heading by now. So let's see what the first question is. Okay, the first question is forms of water. I hope that you are writing it, and most of them might have finished writing this. The one who are very swift and ones who are very speedy, they have already written the question. Okay, forms of water. Now here you have to give two examples of forms of water. In the lesson, if you remember, we have seen 3 forms of water and we have learnt and understood about all those 3 forms of waters. But here the question is forms of water in 2 examples, so you have to only write 2 examples. So it depends, whichever you want to write out of those 3, it is your choice, but here I have written the answer for you. So first form is solid and second form I have written is gas. Okay, because water itself is a liquid, so I have selected these 2 forms of water. So I hope that you have written the question properly by now, because the question is very small. And now please repeat the answer after me. Number 1, solid. Number 2, gas. And I hope that you have written the answer, students. Please write it quickly. Let us repeat it one more time. Number 1, solid. Number 2, gas. So solid when the water is frozen, gas when the water is heated. Both have the different temperature variations. Okay. Now this much time is, I hope it is very much sufficient for you to write the question and answers, because this is almost like an objective, isn't it so? Okay, now I'll turn the page. Now question 2 is solids. Yes, this is the question, solids. So as simple as that, you have to give 2 examples of solids, correct? So there are many solid objects. If you just go through your house, if you just look around your house or outside the house, you will get 100 of solid objects. Now if you see in the school, when you are at the school, you can see benches, you can see your bag, your compass, your pencil, your blackboard, your whiteboard or your marker, whatever the things are there, they all are solids, isn't it so? Okay, so here I have written 2 easy answers. One is pen. Please write it quickly in your books. Another is pencil. These 2 are very much connected to you. Still, when you are watching this lecture, you have either the pen or the pencil in your hand, correct? So these 2 I have written in this context. I hope that you are holding the pencil and writing it. Okay, now please quickly write the answers. I hope that half of them have already written. So please repeat it after me and write it down in your book. Number 1, P-E-N, pen. Number 2, P-E-N-C-I-L, pencil. I hope that you are writing, students. Let us repeat it one last time. Number 1, pen, and number 2, pencil. Clear enough? Okay, so this was the example of solids which I have given you. It depends on you. Even if you want to write any 2 objects which are solid, okay, that will be correct, but it should be solid. Okay, number 3, question number 3 is liquids. Now as you gave 2 examples for the solid, here you have to give 2 examples for the liquid substances. Okay, so again liquids are, again if you see, there are many liquids. You see painting colors, you see blood, you see juice, water, everything is liquid, correct? So you can write any 2 liquids of your choice. Okay, you can even write the name of the juices you like. If you like apple juice, if you like mango shake, it depends on you. These all are liquids, even the milk. Okay, so here I have written 2 examples for you, and I hope you have written the question, because it is only of 1 word. So number 1 I have written is water. Quickly write it down. And number 2 which I have written is milk. Okay, now repeat it after me 2 times and also write it down. Number 1, W-A-T-E-R, water. Number 2, M-I-L-K, milk. Okay, let us repeat it one last time. Number 1, water, and number 2, milk. So it depends on you. If you want to keep the heading here, after writing the question as such I have written, you can write answer and then you can write water and milk, or 1 water 2 milk. It depends on you, but it should be clear that these 2 are different examples. Okay, fine. Now let us change the page. Now number 4, question number 4 is gases. So as you did for the solid and liquid, you have to give 2 examples here for gases. Again, there are many gases in the air, and you know that air is the mixture of various gases. This was there, this fact was there, written in your textbook as well as in the objectives, it was there. Okay, so I hope that if you have noted that down and if you have watched the previous lecture, see, that is why I ask you to watch the previous lecture, because anyhow the lectures are interlinked. So whenever I give you the context, the the data of the previous lecture, whenever I refer to it, you should have watched the previous lecture, only then will you be able to understand what am I trying to say. So here you have to give 2 examples of gases. So I have brought 2 examples. Number 1 I have written is air itself, and number 2 oxygen. Okay, oxygen is very much important for everyone. For human being, oxygen is the most important thing along with water. Okay, so I hope that you have written this. Let us repeat it 2 times, and the one who have not written it, please write it down quickly. Please repeat after me. Number 1 air, number 2 oxygen, oxygen. Let us repeat it one more time. Number 1 air, and number 2 oxygen. Clear enough? Okay, so that was the end of 2 example answers. Now heading towards the question and answers. Please give the heading question answers. While I explain you the format, give the heading clearly. So here is the detail of the format. The format is like write down only the answers, means you don't have to write questions at all, you just have to note down the answers. So whenever I read the question, I explain it to you, you just get ready for jotting down the answer from the screen, that is writing the answers from the screen. But then what do you have to do? Repeat the questions when asked. So when I read the question, when I ask you to repeat it once or twice, depends on its importance, you have to repeat it after me without fail, because like I said, I always have been telling you that unless you don't understand the question, the answer is useless. Okay, so I hope that you are ready with the heading now. You have already given the heading. Okay, question 1 is, what are the 3 forms of water? Okay, please repeat question once after me. What are the 3 forms of water? Okay, see, in the 2 example answers you have written 2 forms. Here you have to write it 3 forms. Okay, so this one is very easy. I should say easiest one, because compared to other questions which I am going to give you, this one is the easiest one. So please write the answer as soon as you see on the screen, and I'll read it twice for you. Okay, answer is A solid, B liquid, and C gas. So these are the 3 forms of water. I'll repeat it once again. I hope that you have written the answers. If you have not, write it down quickly. Answer A solid, SOLID, B liquid, LIQUID, and C gas, GAS, gas. Don't forget to put full stop, students, at the end. Okay, so these are the 3 forms of water basically we have studied, and this is only the name of the chapter, solid, liquid and gases. Okay, so I hope that you have written the answers clearly, and even if I would not have shown you the answer, you should know this answer because this is the easiest one. Now the next question, give 2 examples of gases. So 2 examples you have to give for the gases. See, this is almost like 2 example answer, 2 words answer. Okay, so this is the short answer. You can write it down quickly as soon as I show it to you. First, please repeat the question after me. Give 2 examples of gases. Okay, so here is the answer: oxygen and water vapor. Quickly write it down, and I am going to repeat it 2 times for you with spelling. Answer is A oxygen, 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 and B, water vapor. So water and vapor, this is the compound word, WATER, water, VAPOUR, vapor. Just write the answer number 2 and then write directly the answers. Question I'll give it to you in your groups, in your WhatsApp groups, so you don't have to worry about it. In the sequence I'll give you all the objective questions and as well as the question answers question. So you just have to think about the answers. So I'll repeat it one last time. I hope that in the meantime you might have written the answers. Answer A, oxygen, 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 and B, water vapor, WATER, VAPOUR, vapor. Clear enough? Okay. Moving on to the next question. What are gases? What are gases? This is the question. Okay. Now, gases, I already explained you the definition and the details about gases. So here directly we are going to write its definition. Please write it down. So just quickly write it down. Till then I'll read it 2 times and then I'll explain you. While I explain you, still you can keep writing and listening to me. The thing which has no shape or size of its own are called gases. I'll repeat it one more time and then I'll explain you. Please write it quickly. The thing which has no shape or size of its own are called gases. Please look at the spellings OWN, on, and SIZE, size. These all are the silly mistakes you always make it in your books. And then don't forget to put the full stop at the end of the answer. That indicates the end of the answer. Okay, so the things which has no shape or size of its own means it depends in which thing it is. Okay, if it is in the atmosphere, it will spread with the air. If you put it in a box, it will spread all over in the box. And this was there, even I showed you the diagram of it, so you must remember it. And for that again you must have watched the previous lecture, only then will you be able to understand what am I trying to indicate here. Okay, that box diagram I showed you, in which the gas was spread all over in the entire volume of box. So I hope that you have written the answer. Please repeat the answer one more time after me. The thing which has no shape or size of its own are called gases. Clear enough? Okay, the next question is, which gas do all the living things need to live? Means, which is the important gas for the human beings? So this one is also the easy one. Please write it down. The answer is here. This is very easy answer. Living things need oxygen to live. Correct? We all need oxygen. We all inhale the oxygen. Without oxygen we cannot survive. So this is the answer. I hope that you started writing. I'll read it twice for you. Living things need oxygen to live. Okay, half of the answer is from the question itself. And look at the spelling of living and oxygen. LIVING, living. Spelling of oxygen is OXYGEN, oxygen. I'll read it one more time. Okay, I'll read it one more time. Living things need oxygen to live. I hope that you have written this. Okay, next question. What is the process Listen to the question carefully, students. What is the process by which a liquid changes into gas on heating? So basically the question is, when you heat the liquid and if it changes to the gas, so this process is called what? So what is the name of that process if you heat the water and convert it into the gas? Okay, so the answer is very simple. The process is called boiling. When you boil the water, it converts into the gas, correct? You can see the smoke coming out of that bowl or the container in which you have kept the water for boiling. I hope that you started writing. I'll read it twice for you so that you can complete writing as soon as possible. The process, process, the process is called boiling. Don't forget to put this quotation marks, that is single inverted comma, on both the sides of the word boiling, because this is what you are going to highlight. Okay, one more time I'll read it. The process is called boiling, boiling, boiling. Okay, I hope that you have written this answer, and there is nothing to explain in this answer, because if you know the definition of boiling, you may understand this question and answer both. Next question is, what is evaporation? What is evaporation? Again, if you have understood the process of evaporation properly from the textbook, this answer is very much easy. So please write it down quickly. The change of water into steam, STEAM. This you can remember as steam, S and then team, spelling of team. So STEAM, steam on heating. So just you have to write like this, and you have to put 3 dots at the end of the answer like I have done here, and I'll tell you the meaning of that after I finish it, repeating twice. Okay, second time I'm repeating the same answer. Please write it down. The change of water into steam on heating is called evaporation. So instead of writing is called evaporation, I have put 3 dots here that indicates the same. So whether you write is called evaporation or you put these 3 dots, it is one and the same. See, in the fair book, if you want to write the full sentence that steam on heating is called evaporation, you can write it down, but here, as in the live lecture, you don't get much time. That is why I have shortened this answer, but this is the correct form. This will not be counted as incorrect. So what is evaporation? The change of water into the steam on heating. This is called evaporation, isn't it so? So this is the main answer which you have written. I hope that you all have written this answer while I was explaining you, and while I was repeating, you have got sufficient time to write it down. Anyways, moving on to the next question. The next question is, what is solid? Again the definition will come. So if you have learnt properly the keywords, answers, definition, then you should know this, what is solid. So here is the answer. Again, this is very small answer. Please write it down quickly till I repeat it twice. Okay, a thing that has definite, DEFINITE, I repeat, DEFINITE, definite shape and size is called solid. Okay, I'll repeat it one more time. A thing that has definite, DEFINITE, definite shape and size is called solid. That means solid has definite shape and size. Definite means particular shape and size which does not change unless any external force is created on it. It will not change. So as you see, the biscuit you eat, it is solid otherwise, but when you eat it, it breaks and it crushes into your stomach, and then it changes its shape, but otherwise it is a solid, isn't it so? So some solids are such that unless we don't put an external force on it, it won't change the shape and size. So this is the only definition for solid. Okay, and I hope that you all have written this. Okay, now moving on to 8th question, what is liquid? Quickly write down the answer, because here the same definition will be there for it. Answer is a thing that takes the shape of its container is called liquid. Okay, I'll repeat it one more time. I hope that you all are writing it. You all are trying your level best to write as fast as possible. A thing that takes the shape of its container. Okay, and then dot 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 you can put, so that this indicates that what is liquid. Then you said that the thing which takes the shape of its container means, like I said, if you pour the liquid into the bottle, it will take its shape. If you pour the liquid into the ball, it will take its shape, and so on. Okay, so if you want to prove that, you can put the water into the ball and you can put it into the deep freeze, and then after a while, if the water will be converted into the ice, you can see that in which you have put that in the ball, it will take the shape of that ball. Okay, so now some interesting revision work quickly we will do. What you have to do is place the word in the correct box. Now correct box means now you have to say that whether it is solid, liquid or gaseous, and then I display the answer for the same. I repeat, you don't have to write anything. This is just a fun revision. You have to just speak loudly at your home that whether this word is in the solid, liquid or gaseous. Okay, so if I say steam, so what can you say about steam? Steam is solid, liquid or gas? Okay, I hope that you are speaking the answers. Now what is eraser? Eraser is solid, liquid or gas? Okay, so if you are speaking the answer, at last I will display the answers. So now what this definition belongs to, where it belongs to? No fixed shape, whether it belongs to gas or liquid. Then juice, whether it belongs to solid, liquid or gas. Juice is solid, liquid or gas. It is very easy. I already told you while I was discussing the answer. Again, oil. So oil, can you say it is a solid or liquid? I hope students you are speaking the answer at home, and let's see how many answers are true of yours, whatever you have given. Now this says that can flow easily. Do you think that solid flows easily? No. Then it should be either gas or liquid, correct? Again you see oxygen. So what is oxygen? What do you think? I think it is a gas. Now whatever you think, just keep it in your mind and let's wait for the answer. Now next one is takes the shape of container. Now which thing takes the shape of container? Solid doesn't take the shape of container, then it should be either liquid or gas. Now let's see what the answers are. Here are the three boxes. See, in solid only eraser is there, because eraser is only the solid form, correct? It is hard, it doesn't changes its shape unless you cut and throw it. Then liquid. Juice is liquid obviously. Oil is also liquid obviously. Then can flow easily. So in the textbook it was there that liquid can flow very easily. Then after takes the shape of container. Now like I said, when you pour the liquid into the bottle, it will take the shape of bottle, and wherever you will pour it, it will take the shape of the same. Then the gas. In gas steam is there. Okay, when you heat the water, it creates the steam. So steam is a kind of gas. No fixed shape. Now it has no fixed shape, no? Whenever you put it into the container, it will spread all over in the container. So still it has no fixed shape. And then oxygen. Obviously oxygen is a kind of gas which is mixed in the air. So I hope that many of you have given me the 99.9% correct answers, and I hope that you enjoyed this last session, and I hope that you will complete each and everything in your fair book as well. Till then, wait for my other interesting lecture. Goodbye, take care.